Before we get started, just a reminder to take the quiz when you're finished. You can find it on the Edline calendar, and here's a preview of the questions that you'll answer when you're done. Plants are able to make their own food. Technically, they don't eat. They absorb nutrients and water through their roots, but they don't take in any food. They make it. Heterotrophs, on the other hand, must ingest their food to obtain nutrients. Last semester, we looked at how animals in general digest their food. To begin this semester, we'll look at how that happens in humans. In humans and most other animals, the digestive system breaks down food into molecules the body can use. We'll spend the rest of this unit looking at exactly what these molecules are and how the body uses them. To give you a few examples, take a look at a food label. All of the listings on a food label are types of molecules that could be in food, and with the exception of trans fat, are things that are useful to your body. Even those things that we think of as bad, like fat and salt, we do need. But like many things, things in large amounts are bad. So humans break down food using a one-way digestive system, which contains specialized organs, each having their own job in extracting nutrients from food. Chemical and mechanical digestion is used by several organs to break down food. Digestion begins almost instantly when you put food in your mouth, and sometimes even before. Has your mouth ever watered at the sight, smell, or thought of food? Your salivary glands begin producing saliva, which is full of digestive enzymes, preparing your body to begin digesting food. The only food that's ever made my mouth water is pickles. I like them, but I wouldn't call them my favorite food, so I've always thought that was a little strange, that only they could make my mouth water. I wonder if there's some chemical in pickles that causes salivation. It would make more sense if my mouth watered for my actual favorite food, spaghetti, because it contains starch, and one of the main enzymes in saliva, called salivary amylase, breaks down starch. Next time you eat something starchy like bread or a cracker, try chewing it for a really long time. It'll start to taste sweet. Salivary amylase breaks down starch into sugar, which causes that sweet taste. Besides chemically breaking down food, your mouth also physically breaks down food. You have several types of teeth that each have different jobs. Two examples are incisors, which cut food. Incisors are your front teeth. Molars are in the back of your mouth and grind tough foods like plants. Chewing breaks down food to increase the surface area of food so that the digestive enzymes can attack from all sides, further making the breakdown of food more efficient. Besides containing enzymes that break down food, saliva moistens food so that it can smoothly slide down your esophagus. Food travels in a small bundle called a bolus as it moves towards your stomach. Muscles in the esophagus contract and relax as the bolus moves down the esophagus. The action of these muscles is called peristalsis. It allows you to deliver food to your stomach if you're standing on your head or in space. Even though your esophagus is only about a foot long, it takes about 3 seconds to reach your stomach after you swallow. Like your mouth, the stomach both physically and chemically breaks down food. The stomach is surrounded by 2 layers of muscles that contract and squeeze the food, breaking the bolus into a paste-like substance. The walls of the stomach contain gastric pits. The word gastric refers to the stomach, so in gastric bypass surgery, the digestive system is reconfigured so that food skips the stomach. This is just one type of weight loss surgery. So gastric pits are connected to gastric glands, and gastric glands can produce a few different things. Specific gastric glands might produce mucus, a digestive enzyme called pepsin, or hydrochloric acid. Acid kills bacteria and is one of the ways your body protects itself against harmful substances. Acid is also necessary for the digestive enzyme pepsin to work. Pepsin is a digestive enzyme that breaks down protein. Mucus is needed to protect the stomach against the acid. If the production of mucus is reduced, like what happens during some diseases, or if a person is chronically stressed, the acid can burn the lining of the stomach, causing an ulcer. The process of chemical and physical digestion in the stomach changed the bolus that passed into the stomach to a paste-like substance called chyme, which will pass out of the stomach into the small intestine. Chyme is very acidic, and because of the acid in the stomach. So the first job of the small intestine is to neutralize that acid so that the small intestine doesn't get burned, because it's not surrounded by mucus like the stomach. As chyme moves through the small intestine, it comes to two organs that assist in digestion. The liver makes a substance called bile. Bile breaks down fats, and it's made in the liver. After it's made in the liver, it moves to the gallbladder, which makes it more concentrated and stores it. When bile is needed, it's secreted into the small intestine. The pancreas is another organ that helps in digestion. It secretes digestive enzymes that further break down the chyme. Once the chyme is neutralized, the small intestine can begin absorbing the nutrients from the food you ate. Think about the last time you had to wipe up a spill. Two things about what you used made it good for wiping up the spill: the surface area and the substance it was made from. Imagine you couldn't wipe up the spill, you could only soak it up. What do you think would work better, paper towel or a rag? Paper towel has a larger surface area, so it can absorb more liquid. Your intestines also need a large surface area in order to absorb nutrients, and it increases its surface area in three ways. First of all, it contains many folds. Secondly, it has tiny finger-like projections sticking out called villi. And on top of those villi are even smaller little projections called microvilli. Inside of the villi are blood vessels, so that when the nutrients are absorbed, they're delivered directly to the blood to be taken all over the body. The last stage in digestion, the last part of digestion happens in the large intestine. Its main job is to absorb water. The large intestine contains a large amount of bacteria, which take as their food the materials left over from what you ate. As the large intestine absorbs water, the material moving through the large intestine solidifies and becomes a substance called feces, or more commonly, poop. One of the main substances that you eat that your body can't digest is cellulose. This is the substance that makes up cell walls in plants. It's also called fiber. Fiber is needed to form feces and help the body get rid of waste. At the end of the large intestine, feces pass out of the body through the anus. So don't forget to go back and answer the questions on that quiz.